Good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jason Dennis.
And I'm Simone Doughton. After hours of delay, convicted cop killer Troy Davis has still not been executed in Georgia. It was supposed to occur at 7 o'clock tonight.
But at the last minute, officials waited to administer the lethal injection after the U.S. Supreme Court announced they would review this case. We have team coverage with reaction from McPhail's family, also from protesters. We start in Jackson, where Taylor Barnhill joins us now live. Taylor, what is going on there right now?
Well, Jason, I have to tell you, the scene out here has changed completely from what we've seen maybe an hour ago. We went from Troy Davis supporters and people who are against the death penalty. We went from them cheering to crying to chanting and hugging each other and praying. But now it's kind of an eerie silence. Everyone's kind of quieted down as they wait to see what's going to happen. Now, periodically, one thing that will kind of disrupt that quiet is a caravan of Georgia State Patrol officers. They've had their cars come up and down the highway right in front of the Department of Corrections. They do a U-turn and they've all parked on the street, right across the street from where those other protesters are, off the property. Some people have said that they have their lights going, they have their sirens blaring to show their support for the fallen officer, Mark McPhail. Others say that they're simply just coming just to give backup support, get backup security. And speaking of security, if you look at the front gate of the Department of Corrections, you'll see an entire line of SWAT team. They're in their riot gear. We know that some of them have nightsticks. We know that some of them have tear gas. They said that they're there for protection in case anyone tries to rush the gate, try to come on the property that isn't authorized or hasn't already gotten prior approval to come into the Department of Corrections. Now at this time, we're 3 hours into that waiting game, still waiting to see what's going to happen. Is Troy Davis going to be executed? I want you to take a look at some of the supporters behind me. Like I mentioned, they've kind of gotten quieter at this time. They're just waiting to see what's going to happen. Laura Ann Sills joins us now, and she has been talking to some of those supporters tonight. Laura Ann, what can they tell us?
Well, you know what? They just say that it is a painful time for everyone involved. And you know what? It's also very physically grueling. Most of these people have been here since noon with just water. They haven't had any food because once you leave this roped off area, you are not allowed to come back in. So not only emotionally hard, but also physically hard on them. Now, an attorney from Atlanta is one of the people who are still here in support of Troy Davis, and he says they are still rallying together for him.
I think it's more just sadness that that's even gotten to this point that we in this country we could actually be executing somebody that I don't know if he's innocent or guilty, but there's certainly doubt if he's guilty. And I think it's just sad that in the 21st century that we would put somebody to death when there wasn't conclusive proof that he was guilty.
Now, the crowd has dwindled here behind me. There were about 200 people who were here just before the execution, which was scheduled for 7 o'clock. But I can tell you the group across the street, that is across the street from the prison, they are now having a candlelight vigil. And so everyone is just patiently waiting. Some of them are saying that no news is good news. But another group that's waiting is the McPhail family. Curtis McLeod is live with Annalise McPhail, the mother of fallen officer Mark McPhail. Curtis.
You know what, Lauren, that's right. The entire country basically on pins and needles waiting to see what's going to happen tonight. Joining me now live is the mother of Mark McPhail here, Miss Annalise McPhail. Now, tell us, the Georgia Board of Corrections has shown so much respect to your family, letting you guys be the first to know anything going on. What's the latest here?
Right now we are waiting what the Supreme Court is going to decide, which they have gotten in touch with today to kind of delay, I guess. But this is getting to be ridiculous. After all the things we've been through, this should be it now. We need to have this over with. It is just tearing me apart.
Exactly. I know when we were talking yesterday, you were saying how you wanted this chapter, or not only this chapter to be over, but this book, this entire ordeal to be finished.
I certainly do. I need to pick up my life after this. I only have probably a few years left, but I want to have it in peace and enjoy and have the memories without being constantly reminded of what had happened that has tearing me apart.
Exactly. And now you look at the entire country basically watching this entire story, seeing everything here. I guess kind of shed a little bit of light on, I guess, to help them understand kind of what your family is going through or has gone through over the past years, the past 20 years.
They have been going through hell because, you know, it was never over. It was always something. We all feel like we've been neglected, really, and overlooked in a lot of things, that we are the victims. We should have you know, our rights also, not just the other side. I said this is, one cannot even describe it, how bad it is, how that affects the family.
Okay. All right, now finally, what do you believe will happen tonight? What do you think the outcome will be?
I have no idea. I really don't know what happens. It's been now 4 hours since we've been waiting to hear something, and they're still hanging there. I don't know what to expect. I just hope it will be over tonight.
Miss Annalise McPhail, thank you so much. We appreciate it. And we'll keep you updated as soon as we get any information here in Columbus at the McPhail house. We'll also bring you that information live on our air. Simone and Jason, back to you guys in the studio.
All right, our thanks to you, Curtis McLeod, reporting live tonight, as well as Laura Ann Seals and Taylor Barnhill.